Hey guys, Huzzy bringing you another video. Now welcome back to, I guess, a channel update, a channel discussion. I haven't done one in a while, and I thought it was a pretty good time. The season is coming to an end, and, you know, I just want to kind of talk about the channel, how's it going, what's going to happen to the channel in the next few months with pre-season, and then also the plans for next season. We're going to talk about them very quickly. As there'll be more discussions down the line about that. And then the second half of the video will be probably, I don't want it to come across really dead serious, but it is going to be talking about, like, the future of the channel as, like, my career, if you will. Because, yeah, I've been talking about that a little bit on stream recently, and a lot of people on the stream was like, you should make a YouTube video about it, because that's where your main audience is, and that's where you'll get probably the most opinions. So, yeah, let's talk about it. So, firstly, the channel update itself, how's it going, etc. Channel's going okay at the moment. Views, they're stable. You know, would I like them to be higher? Obviously. But there's a couple reasons why I'm not that, you know, whatever's about them. One, Worlds is on. Whenever Worlds is on, YouTubers, especially obviously League YouTubers, we tend to take a little bit of a hit in terms of view count. The reason because of it, and, you know, it's a bit weird, but because people are watching so much Worlds, does a person really want to watch a lot of Worlds and then watch League videos after already watching 5 or 6 hours earlier in the day? No. So the views are starting to pick up a little bit now because Worlds is kind of dying down. We've got the finals, etc. happening this weekend. So after that, we'll be back to normal. But for the past few weeks where we've had like 4 days of Worlds, yeah, it's a bit rough. And especially, I will say, with my upload time is not a good upload time, and that's one thing we'll be talking about later, is upload time. So as for the views, etc., I'm okay with them. I'm hoping they pick back up, especially in the next few weeks or so. Because also, when you do a lot of the same content for a while, people kind of get a little bit bored of it. You know, when it's Unranked to Diamond, you'll see the views at the beginning of every single season of Unranked to Diamond are higher. Beginning of Climb to Master are higher, because people are excited for new stuff, fresh stuff. And when it's like, oh, he's done Climb to Master now for a couple months, or if it's Unranked to Diamond for a couple months, I'm kind of getting a little bit bored and people stop watching. So that's also another reason. So I'm looking forward to kind of do something new, which then leads on to what is happening in literally less, or around a week, honestly. I don't know when I'm going to upload this, probably tomorrow as the second video. But in pre-season, I've mentioned it in my commentaries. I just want to kind of explain what that means to you guys, the YouTube audience. So pre-season is going to be lasting 10 weeks. This pre-season, which for a YouTuber is a nightmare, but anyway, it gives a lot of prep time for Season 8, and I've tried to find what can I do in pre-season that actually matters, because a lot of the time pre-season stuff doesn't matter. I'm going to just do a whole series for that, you know, 10 weeks of preparing for Season 8. I'm going to go in playing different champions, obviously all in ranked, but I'm going to be in pre-season playing all different champions, but I'm also going to be playing them in different ways. So for example, let's just say my kind of more signature champions, let's just say some of the old ones might be coming back as well. Lee Sin, let's say we have Lee Sin, I'm playing him in the jungle, learning Lee Sin again. Well, with the new rune system, there may be a couple ways to play Lee. Like, there's one rune way, there's another rune way. Well, guess what? There's 2 videos. Like, I'm going to play Lee Sin this way, that way, and then maybe make a definitive video going, this is how you play Lee Sin, and do it as kind of like a guide commentary. And like a lot of how to... Remember, I used to do the how to play commentaries, where I used to try and coach how to play the champion while playing. There's going to be a lot of them in the pre-season, with even me learning what the new stuff does, because it's going to be like nearly a new game. Like, the mechanics are staying the same, but all the background stuff's going to be different, more or less. So I get to learn it. Obviously, in the background, I'll be doing a lot of research of my own to make sure what I'm talking about is correct. But then I'll be able to make commentaries of all different champions, preparing myself for the next ranked season. So I'm hoping you guys will enjoy that. One change will be coming with that is thumbnails. So after speaking to a couple of YouTubers and doing my own research, I've realized one big thing that I really suck with when it comes to YouTube, and that is marketing. I suck. The reason why I suck is because I'm too consumer orientated, in the way that I feel if I was on my subscription feed, I may not necessarily click on a certain video because of a thumbnail or title. A lot of the time I do, because it's the content that matters, but, you know, it's what you appeal to. Well, I looked at my thumbnails. I was like, yeah, they do the job. They say what's going to happen more or less. You know, none of them are clickbait, especially in my opinion. Job done. Problem with that is I literally went and I did about an hour, I'd say, the other day research on this. Because, again, it's what you got to do as a YouTuber. And I went on probably about 20 different League channels, which I normally don't do. I don't really subscribe to League channels. With being so much in the League of Legends world, the least thing I want to do is watch even more League of Legends videos, especially educational ones. But doing that an hour, it really opened my eyes to how kind of far behind I am when it comes to marketing. Couple things. One, people love showing especially what items they have on the champion in the thumbnail, because then you exactly, as a consumer, you get to see, okay, what build are they doing? So that's one thing that probably I will do in some videos. Again, not all. But the bigger thing that I noticed, and it was probably in about 90% of the League channels, and especially the ones that are blowing up or have been blowing up the past year, every single big YouTuber uses a person in their thumbnail. Literally, it's hard to find somebody that doesn't do that. And I was like, is it really like that big of a thing? And then I thought about it for another about 10 minutes. Then I was like, I'm going to watch a YouTube video myself. So I went on my subscriptions, and on my own subscriptions feed, most thumbnails have a person, not even League of Legends related. And I was like, oh Jesus, how didn't I notice that earlier? So yeah, I will probably appear in the thumbnail moving forward. Well, not for Climb to Master, but the next series I probably will. I think I don't know what it does. You know, again, I'm not 100% sure why. I have my speculations that people care about more the emotion of the person that they're watching. Therefore, they see somebody angry in a thumbnail, they'll go, why is he angry? They'll click on the video. I don't know, something like that. So I'll be doing that. I'll be testing it out, seeing what it's like. Again, just to remind everybody, I'm sure I don't really need to, but thumbnails and titles are for people to grow their channels, obviously. They're not necessarily for their already audience. The already audience should already be invested into the content itself and not the marketing. It's kind of like me. I'm an Apple guy, right? I have not watched any Apple iPhone X marketing because I'm already an Apple person. That marketing is not for me, but I've already ordered my iPhone X. It's who you are. I'm already a fan of that content, of that product. I don't need the marketing. It's irrelevant. And that's kind of the same with YouTube. You shouldn't care about the marketing of a YouTube channel if you're already invested into the content itself, which is the more important thing, just not for growth. So yeah, that's going to be kind of just the mini update for moving forward in terms of what's happening. So they're preparing for Season 8 series, and also the marketing change with me probably doing a mini photo shoot. It's going to be ridiculous. Doing a mini photo shoot with, I'll get the green screen out, take a few pictures of different poses, have them as like a bank, and then there you go. That's what we'll be doing. So it's not a massive change. I doubt anybody's going to complain about it. I just thought I'd let you guys know. Because it's another way, another thing that I put on having yourself in the thumbnail, it differentiates you, right? So many people go, oh God, so many other League YouTubers' thumbnails are similar. They are, but they're not anymore because everybody puts themselves in the thumbnail. So if you see a Pants video, you know it's a Pants video because Pants is in the thumbnail, or Red Mercy video, or Solar Renekton, or Heisman, or whoever. They're in the thumbnails. You're like, I know him. I'm going to click on that video. So that's what I think a big thing is. So there's that. Anything else moving forward? I will just say as like a personal update, I'm feeling pretty good. I will say, again, I sometimes go personal on this channel, but I never tend to go too personal. I a few weeks ago probably was struggling quite a lot internally with some stuff going on. I feel a lot better with that. You know, in my commentaries, there's stress obviously that comes through when you have thousands of people watching you and you're not climbing. It's a stressful situation, but I'm just generally a little bit happier. I'm less on edge, I would say, than I have been. I'm losing weight. I'm down. If you don't follow the IRL channel where I post the car vlogs to update you guys on how it's going, I'm actually down 2 trouser sizes. So I started my weight loss a little bit journey, like, what, 3 months ago or something like that. A size 40 trouser, which is not humongous, but it's not crazy. I think an average male is a 34, if that ring, the 34-ish, a trouser. So I was a 40, and now I'm happy to say I'm a 36. So I'm just a little bit above average when it comes to trouser size. So that's cool. I feel happier. Last week was a tough gym session, but I've also been ill recently. I'm in tomorrow. So when you watch this video, I probably have already been to the gym by now. But that's just a little personal update. And now, time to get into the more serious. If I had a piece of paper, I'd ruffle it like a news anchor. So, I've been talking to my stream a lot recently about a few things. So, when it comes to YouTube as my job, I'm very happy to do it as a job. I'm very privileged to do it as a job. I'm very happy to do it as a job. The problem that I always have, and it's how my brain works, is I'm always thinking ahead. So it's been successful for me so far in my life. You know, I've put money into different things and that's done well because I am thinking ahead. But as for a career, is YouTube my career? That's kind of the whole discussion of this. And right now it is, obviously, but I don't know if it will be in a year or 2 years. It's hard to say. The reason with it is because obviously the adpocalypse happened and it is still going on. My videos still get flagged, which basically on a day that your video gets flagged, especially if it gets flagged right at the beginning of it getting launched, you'll probably earn half that day, roughly. So that's rough, you know. Again, it doesn't matter how much you earn. If someone just goes to you in your job, you're earning half today, and they don't give you a valid reason, and you're just kind of like, oh, and you can't really do anything about it. It sucks. No matter what your situation is, no matter how much money you make, that sucks. Especially when it gets unflagged a couple days later, but in that time, it's already had the most views it's going to get, so you've just lost out on most of the money. And obviously YouTube isn't all about money. I don't really do YouTube for money. I never really have. It's turned into a job, so obviously I have to care about it. But YouTube started for me as a hobby that I didn't have any aspirations for. And so translating into what it is today, it's amazing no matter what happens. But basically, here's the details. Is in the new year, I'm probably going to decide on, do I give YouTube a massive go? And what I mean by that is go all in. You literally just go nuts. Maybe change some stuff on the channel that some people may not like. But if I want to make this a long-term thing, I've got to. That's just the truth of it, you know. Channels like, I will just say it to him. I've never really watched one of his videos, but a lot of people compare me to him, and that's Solo Renekton. Me and him have a good relationship. We've given each other advice over the years. I use him as the perfect example of a guy that was last year asking me for advice because my channel was growing and doing really well. He quit League of Legends because he was frustrated. He came back and now look at his channel. It's incredible, and oddly I'm kind of proud of the guy because how well he's doing. To see that type of growth with really his base content of his commentary and education hasn't really changed. It's the marketing that has changed. It's incredible. Like, to me, if you're a Solo Renekton fan probably over a year ago, you're probably still one to this day. He may have lost a few people because some people really get annoyed with marketing, but, you know, like, it's amazing. So that's maybe a route I will go. So in the new year, I'm going to decide that, well, do I give YouTube a massive run for a year? If I decide that, then I actually will be moving out. That is part and parcel of me deciding I'm going to give YouTube a massive go. I'm going to move out, I'm going to get my own apartment, and then I'll have my own setup, I'll be in my own space, I can work all the time, even at night time, which then for the American audience, that's obviously a big deal, and then we'll see. But in order for that decision to get easier, some stuff does have to happen. In the preseason, because this is where most of the, you know, when it comes to the new year, that's when I'll be deciding probably around January if I give it a really big go, and by then the new season is just about to start. So preseason content is going to be a big decider. So are the views okay? Are they stable or are they increasing? Is the comments going up on videos? Is the like ratio good? Are people sharing the videos actively? That's the kind of thing that I've got to look at for growth. Again, it's all right being steady Eddie, but if I want to make this more of a career, I need not this, I need this. I need growth. So if you guys want to help that out and try to make this like more of it is my job, but if you want me to try and make this like my career, then yeah, I don't know, help out a little bit, that type of thing if you do enjoy the content. But again, we're going to be kind of thinking about this for months. It's a big decision because a lot of people are like, what's my alternatives? I will say I applied to a job the other day. I am quite qualified for it. It isn't a low-level job, so I might not even get an interview because I don't actually have official work experience as a job title. But for the actual job itself, I breeze it. So we'll see. Like if I got offered that job, it would be probably difficult to turn it down because it is in a very good company, and it's a good job that I know I would enjoy. In the games industry, it is in the games industry. But if say that job doesn't happen, well, that'll make the decision easier to do YouTube. But as everybody knows, I have been looking to become a pilot. And that still is really the biggest goal. And I'm in talks with a couple flight schools. It is quite expensive, but it's manageable. And basically the idea is this. If I decide to go to do YouTube and go all out for a year, see how far we get. If at the end of the year, I'm really happy and things have done amazingly well and the growth has been phenomenal, guess what? I'll continue doing YouTube. If there's some growth, but it's not incredibly fast and it's, you know, slowing down, I'll go become a pilot. You know, it's not that big of a deal. The average pilot becomes a pilot at 30 odd years old. I'm only 23 right now, so there's no rush. So that's basically it. That's the big update. Talking, you know, what's happening to the channel, how's the channel going, a little bit of a personal health update. And then also the dilemma that I have of thinking, what am I going to do? So it's cool. You know, it's an interesting time to be in. You know, this is the time that all of you most likely will face sometime in your life. A key decision in your life. What do you do? This key decision, it could change the whole life. If I go become a pilot now, then something crazy could happen. If I do YouTube and decide to stick with it, boom, I could be whatever. Like it's a weird place to be in, but also a good place to be in. Options are good. So that's going to be the update. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, throw a like on the video. Let me know all your opinions down below. I will be definitely reading every single one of them. And that's going to be it. So hopefully you guys again enjoyed. Like, subscribe. See you guys next time.